Larissa dos Santos Lima. In a surprising turn of events, reality TV personality Larissa dos Santos Lima, formerly of 90 Day Fiance, has publicly called on her fellow castmates, twins Darcey and Stacey Silva, to reverse at least some of their cosmetic surgery work. Her message is blunt: she believes they've gone too deep in the face, and she's advocating for what she terms a reverse makeover. Below, I explore this evolving story in 3 parts. 1. Larissa's transformation and reversal journey. 2. Her remarks aimed at Darcey Silva and Stacey Silva. And 3. The larger conversation about plastic surgery, self-image and authenticity in reality television. 1. Larissa's own transformation reversal journey. For years, Larissa was known for going all in on cosmetic enhancements, from large breast implants to facial procedures and body sculpting. In 2025, she did something unexpected. She embarked on a reverse makeover, including downsizing her breast implants from 1,500 cubic centimeters to about 700 cubic centimeters, citing it as one of the most liberating and healing decisions I've ever made. She shared that the motivation wasn't just physical comfort, e.g., back pain, feeling stuck in a figure she didn't truly want, but emotional. She realized her body had been conditioned by external expectations, not her inner desires. In her own words, "You are allowed to change your body, but never let your body be the reason you lose yourself." Her journey shows a shift from more is more to less may be more meaningful, and it's from this vantage point that she addresses other reality stars. 2. Larissa's advice to Darcey Stacey. Larissa doesn't just reflect on her own makeover. She has publicly suggested that Darcey and Stacey Silva, stars of the spin-off series Darcey Stacey, should follow her example of a reverse makeover. What she said: Larissa described the twins as sweethearts but added, "I think they went too deep in the face." She asserted their heavy use of fillers and facial surgeries had resulted in puffy or distorted features, and that they should compare pictures from 10 years ago to their current look to see the transformation for themselves. She suggested they might benefit from joining a show like Plastic Surgery Rewind, on which she appears, to undo or ease their procedures. Why this matters: Darcey and Stacey have undergone multiple cosmetic procedures, rhinoplasty, buccal fat removal, facelifts, fillers, etc. Viewers and fans have voiced concern that their results are becoming extreme rather than enhancing. Larissa, having been in a similar excess cycle, positions herself as someone who understands the pitfalls of chasing a perfect look and now offers a counter-narrative. On Reddit, one fan wrote, "At least she realized at one point that she had gone too far. But I think there is no hope for Darcey and Stacey." Larissa's move is striking for 2 reasons. 1. It's one reality star publicly critiquing others from within the same franchise. 2. It's a call to undo rather than do more. 3. The larger conversation, surgery, self-image reality. To Larissa's statements and the twins' journeys bring up several layered issues worth unpacking. The cult of fixing one's body in the world of reality TV. There's an underlying pressure to look younger, more glamorous, more Instagram-worthy. Many stars lean into surgical enhancements. Larissa herself admitted her surgeries were in part driven by validation, wanting to be seen, liked, aspirational. This can lead to a dangerous spiral where just one more tweak feels necessary and reversible decisions aren't factored in. When enhancement becomes distortion, there's a subtle but important difference between a procedure that enhances and one that so alters features that identity begins to feel lost. Many fans of the show say that Darcey Stacey reached that tipping point. They were prettier naturally, the fillers just completely changed their faces, aging them. When a viewer says they look like masks or puffy, it signals something deeper. Alignment between inner self and outer self may be lost. The reverse makeover is self-reflection. Larissa's idea of a reverse makeover isn't just a procedure, it's symbolic. It suggests asking, why did I do this? Whose expectation am I fulfilling? Does this feel like me, or someone else's fantasy? Her own words, they're more than a body or a brand. And to Darcey Stacey, she's saying, maybe pause, reflect, realign. Reality TV authenticity. In shows like 90 Day Fiance, identity is often performed, relationships, physical transformations, journeys, but there's growing viewer fatigue with transformations that look unsafe, extreme, or unrelatable. Larissa's story may signal a shift from hyper-idealized bodies to authentic selves. The risk of public commentary. Of course, Larissa's critique is controversial. Some will see it as helpful advice, others may view it as a shade move. Her own history of surgeries complicates the optics. On Reddit, "Takes one to know one, am I right?" Still, given her own transformation, her advice carries weight. It comes not from a moral high ground, but from lived experience. 4. What might happen next? Given the dynamic, Here's how the story might unfold. Darcey and Stacey could respond, either rebutting or accepting Larissa's advice. They might defend their look, or announce a makeover themselves, which would make dramatic TV. Larissa may continue her reverse makeover journey publicly. She already appears on Plastic Surgery Rewind. Her narrative may shift from change to heal. Viewers and producers may lean into the theme of undoing surgery rather than just doing. There's an appetite for authenticity. The broader franchise may reflect more self-critique about cosmetic culture in the reality space. 5. My thoughts. I find this story compelling on multiple levels. On one hand, I admire Larissa's willingness to publicly acknowledge her own excess and shift direction. It takes humility to say, "I did too much." On the other hand, I feel compassion for Darcey and Stacey. They are under immense pressure in the public eye. In a genre that rewards extremes, the suggestion of reversing may be liberating for them, or it may feel like admitting defeat. A few takeaways. Beauty is not a static target. Standards change, social media evolves, and chasing ideal looks can be a trap. Self-image matters. The more cosmetic procedures one has, the more important it becomes to ask what identity is being built, and whose voice is behind it. Visible change invites visible criticism. Reality stars transform and the public notices, positive or negative. Reverse makeovers are not just cosmetic, they're psychological. They suggest caring for the inner self, not just the outer shell. 6. Conclusion. In sum, Larissa dos Santos Lima is telling Darcey and Stacey Silva and the broader reality TV world that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is undo rather than redo. She suggests the twins may have gone too far in their facial transformations, and she invites them to re-examine their path. Whether Darcey and Stacey take her advice remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the conversation about plastic surgery, image and authenticity in reality television is shifting, and maybe the idea of a reverse makeover is exactly the kind of narrative this space needs.